And Sherique Dill is simply fulfilling what she sees as a lifelong purpose. She is passionate about her writing.
I would call myself an addict to what I do, obsessed to what I do, because no matter what I have to do through the day, I have to find the time to write. I have to find it, and it's hard to withdraw myself from it because it gives me my substance. It's where I find self-importance. The spirit of idleness is deceitful. You should avoid being idle because it's like a parasite. Being idle will keep you far away from fulfilling your purpose. You will never be able to obtain success the way God would want you to if you engage in this life-threatening act. It is life-threatening because it has the ability to affect your way of thinking. You cannot be unique and original if you are constantly in the counsel of the ungodly. People that have no visions or goals to accomplish have a mandate. Their mandate is to convert you into the person that they dread them. I was always good in writing from a very young age, expressing myself better through writing, but I lost contact with it. As I grew older, I was able to meet a very good friend who is a writer and who spoke to me about writing, and it kind of brought that passion back. And so that inspired me to write, and that's how I really got into writing.
And that was just a start for Sherique Dill, who is the author of her first book, created to stand out, not fit in.
It took a lot of time from family. Confidence, I would say. My confidence was tested because most writers are doctors and, pastors and stuff like that. So I struggled in that area, so I had to self-motivate myself. I was inspired to write it. It's a personal experience for me because I never fit in. When I say that, I don't conform to people. I don't do what people want me to do. I do what is right. I do what is right based on what I've been taught, based on the laws, precepts, principles of God, the Most High. And I've encountered challenges because people don't like when you don't conform to them. So I was inspired to write it because I wanted people who, there are a lot of people like me, and I wanted them to know that you're not bad or strange. You are just special and unique. You have to be who you are. And so that's my driving force behind it. It's a personal experience for me. Growing up wasn't easy, I was challenged at school, so it was an issue growing up. I was teased, for being slim. I'm still slim. So I was teased at school. When I to work, I encountered challenges, various organizations.
Is it by your uniqueness, the way you dress? I see you have this somewhat.
I think it's my personality, my character. I'm a strong-minded individual, and I think a lot of people can't deal with strong-minded individuals. So, and probably the way I carry myself as well.
When you write, what comes to mind? What do you bring out? Why do you write? I mean, where do you get the inspiration from?
Well, first of all, I would like to say that a lot of my inspiration came from Dr. Miles Monroe. When you talk about purpose and leading in your gifted area and stuff like that. So I was totally lost when it came to purpose, and being connected with him gave me a lot of inspiration, and that brought my passion, to find, because I was totally lost, and I really wanted to find out, what was I placed on this earth to do? What is my purpose? And I was just, tired of living day after day, not being able to say exactly what I was placed here to do. So listening to him and his messages and reading his books, it drove me to finding my purpose. And that is my inspiration, is purpose. The people that love idleness will never produce anything worth living for, because idleness hinders productivity. When you become spiritually mature, you see life in a different way. If you don't follow your passion, you would never be satisfied. You will have no fulfillment in life. So it's important that individuals, you know, work within that and do what they were called to do, because there's no happiness in it. It's point blank. You will be doing things and it would mean nothing. You would feel as if, you know, you're missing something. So if you want to be fulfilled, if you wanna feel as if you are following your life's purpose and you're doing something worth meaning, I would encourage persons to do it.
How has your writing changed, you know? How has it changed your life? How has it impacted you? Or did it impact you in any way?
Yes, it boosted my self-confidence a lot, because, well, and it allows me to share my experiences. It allows me to share my creativity. So it boosted how I, you know, my confidence, how I feel about myself and stuff like that. Yeah.
Now for Sherique Dill, the doors are wide open as to where her writing abilities will take her.
I'm writing another book called A Cage Called Job. That's my next job.
What is it?
A Cage Called Job.
That's interesting. What is that about?
It's about being in the wrong environment, the wrong work environment. It comes from a lot of different angles, because I'm talking about financial liberation. You just won't find it, you know, in working in a job, you know. So I'm talking a lot about those type of things, you know, my experiences and how I feel as if it traps you in a cage. Because when you go to a job, you're hired to do tasks and do these assignments, and so most people don't get to experience their potentials and their gifts because they are trapped. So that's why I call it a cage.
And where did that name came from, though? Because of that?
Yes, I see it as a cage. I see it as caging in your potentials, caging in your gifts. And you know, and I imagine like a bird in a cage, like an animal just trapped, a bird in a cage not able to fly. When you put a fish into, you know, those little, what you call them, aquariums or something like that, you're trapping it from its natural environment.